What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B Hot Radio Shout In. As always, I got my podcast partner back off in this thing, the legendary icon himself, DJ Toomp. Where you been, man? Welcome home, sir.
Hey, man, I'm home, man.
Yeah.
Had to go overseas, man. Had a little fight, man. Had a little fight.
I mean, do you care to talk about this fight, Toomp?
Man, why not?
I mean, what was this fight about? How the hell did you survive the fight? And was it really a little fight or a big fight?
It was a big fight.
Yeah.
I never had a fight like this before.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. It was really about health.
Yeah.
I've been healthy, been eating healthy and all.
That's right.
Living a healthy lifestyle. Eating one meal a day. You know, fruit and maybe nuts in between.
Yeah.
But I would say every spring and summer I would do a watermelon fast.
Okay.
At the first of maybe like every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like maybe 2-3 days with just straight watermelon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great for the system. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's a little sugar in it. You know, of course, I squeeze lime juice and shit in there. But one time, well, first of all, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Because this episode right here, first of all, welcome back, and I'm glad to be back here, kicking it with my boy.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we could talk about music shit too, but since you asked, let's talk about some men shit. So, one thing with men, when we get around like 48, 47, you got to pay attention to our prostate.
Yeah.
Because your prostate, it's an 80%, 90% chance it's gonna enlarge.
Yeah.
But that doesn't always mean prostate cancer.
Yeah.
So my prostate had been enlarged for, I would say, shit, since maybe 2012.
What?
On and off. Yeah, but not you know, I mean, yeah, most shit's going to enlarge because you won't know until your doctor give you a physical and say, hey, high tower, you know, it's a, you know, it's a little enlarged.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing we could talk about. That is, well, we'll get on that later. But the urine flow has been good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then I would say for a little bit before my situation, I would say about a good 7 months, the urine flow has got slow. So me and my lady might go to a Falcons game. Let's say halftime, you know, you go in there and take your elite.
Exactly.
Shit, man, it might take me about 3 minutes to come out that joint sometime.
My God, yeah.
You know, the average nigga standing over the urinal, that should be like a 40 to 50 second process. You know what I mean? You know, shake them off.
Exactly.
Okay,
keep it
make
moving.
sure that it all that, and then get back to the seats or go eat or whatever you do on halftime. Bruh, man, I'm standing at the stall, and boy, it's just taking so long. And I see like 2 other guys standing there who've been there just as long as me. And I looked at them niggas, I say, boy, that's that prostate shit, gentlemen. They said, man, one nigga down the other end was like, man. I said, yeah, that's what it is, champ. I said, yeah, me too. That's why we still here. I saw everybody walk up at the same time. If like 2 young cats peed and went right back out that joint. But we still sitting in that wait for our goddamn
exactly.
for our tank to fit to empty, you know? And so this one time when I was about to do my watermelon fast, bro, it was on a Friday. Cut half of the watermelon, nice joint, you know, put my lime juice in there and everything. But man, and I noticed that my urine has slowed down. You know, sometimes it take a minute, but boy, this time it seemed like it didn't even want to move.
Okay.
And so I kept going to the restroom and it'll come out, but it'll be slow.
Yeah.
So I had the urge to urine like
shit.
Like from 1 to 10, it was like 12.
Yeah.
But bro, that shit would not come out.
Oh my God.
Bro, and it's wild because so many men are gonna experience this, or so many men have experienced this.
Yeah.
But ashamed to speak on it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a realist, bro.
Exactly.
I'm Southwest Atlanta. I'm been here. I want to say lies. I love passing.
Somebody's gonna hear this and go get checked out.
Yeah, if I can pass game on how I chop up samples and all that shit, and how I maneuver through this treacherous music industry, why would I not talk about taking care of our bodies and living? So, man, I called my lady, I called Cherry, I said, hey, something going on.
Yeah.
I said, man, I've been trying to beef for the past 5 hours.
Shit.
And I looked in the mirror and my stomach was sticking out. I said, dang, babe, look at it. I said, and you know, you eat watermelon, it builds up water.
Yeah.
Went down to Piedmont, boy. Just like Jamie Foxx. Piedmont saved me, man.
Yeah.
Piedmont, shout out to Piedmont.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, them doctors, so when they got down there, I hate to be graphic, but the world need to know this, man. And one thing too, the catheter game, you know, it was like it was the boogeyman in my head.
Yeah.
One of my homeboys got shot, and he was talking about the whole pain of the catheter. He's like, that was more painful than the damn bullet wound.
Yeah.
But now where technology is, man, a lot of shit done changed, man. They put that catheter in. Next thing you know, boom, all the urine cleaned my whole shit out. But I was like, boy, I felt so relieved.
Yeah.
But he was like, hey, Mr. Davis, we need to see what else going on. What causes this?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you know, I ain't been in no emergency room ever in life.
Oh my God.
Never broke a bone.
Yeah.
I never had to be in the hospital for anything besides just getting a, colonoscopy, cleaning your colon and whatnot. Bruh. Mm-hmm. And they came back upstairs and was like, hey, you got some things going on.
Yeah.
Boy, when they said that C word, I was like, but I didn't get scared.
Yeah.
I just put my gloves on. I was like, I looked at my lady, she said, yeah, because, she saw the paperwork before I got up there. Because they was running me through the CAT scan and shit, and just to see what else was going on. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing, y'all, too. Checkups is one thing. Yeah, checking in with your doctor, all that's cool. But man, you want to run through yourself through that scan.
Yeah.
You want to see what's going on in your body from head to toe.
Yeah.
So I had been scanned about maybe in 2011, but that's something that honestly I would advise you to try to do that really like every year.
Yeah.
Just to scan your body. It's like a diagnostic, because you could go get your physical, your colonoscopy or whatever, get all this, but you need something that's going to scan you from head to toe, because it might be some little pellet-sized shit going on in your brain and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
And one thing about us as men, as humans, period, but mostly black men, we would feel a pain or some type of discomfort, but guess what? If it's gone the next day,
we ignore it
and keep on moving. Boy, I don't know what that was, but shit, I don't feel it no more.
Exactly.
And so sometimes it takes something to really just keep bothering you to finally say, all right, I'm finna check into the emergency room. But some people still don't try to avoid to go to the emergency room. They would rather go to this little Medicare.
Okay, urgent care.
Let me go to this urgent care. I don't think it's that serious. So now, and man, I'm telling you, once you get to a certain age, you got to understand your body is like right now, I'm 55, so I'm like I'm a lightweight classic car almost. You know what I mean? Yeah. And something's gonna go bad. Yeah. I don't give a fuck how you. So let's say working out. Yeah. And keeping all the oil changed and all that. You could do that, but it's still gonna be something to go on with that old school that you fixing up. I don't care if you just put an LS in that motherfucker. Come on. Something else is gonna go wrong. It may not be in the engine, or it may be in the engine. So your body, you got to treat that the same way. When that red light show up on that dash, the same way that you would take your car to the service time or whenever the red light come up on your dash, we are quick to take our cars to get service.
That's right.
But when men, especially us black men, we might have one light pop up on our body dash, on our mental dash, and be like, hey, man, what was that? Boy, I just felt something really funny. You ain't gonna share it with your wife. You don't share it with nobody. You just be like, oh, that was kind of weird. Or like I say, when I'm here, that was damn, okay, be coming out super slow. Yeah. Last thing I knew, so it was a case of prostate cancer. That's what was going on. Yeah. And so that shit had built up and backed up some things, man. And for like 6 months I had to go through it. Yeah. Oh my God. The whole chemo thing. That shit took my eyebrows away for a minute. Oh my God. That's why I'm like, nigga, you ain't finna see me on camera like that. That's that look. Hey, when they was hollering about the chemo, they say it hit some people and they was like 80-90% chance you're gonna lose some facial hair. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so one time, a little bit after I got it, it just took a minute for it to kick in. Yeah. And man, my daughter was in town, man. We were riding. And I'm in the truck and I'm just talking. I had the full beard then. Yeah. And man, at one point I was in the truck and I was just like, you playing your beard and just, man, a whole chunk of hair just came out like shit. I was like, what the hell? And I'm flicking it out the window. Yeah. But instead of me getting scared or mad, I looked at my daughter. I said, baby girl, look at this. Watch this. She was like, Dad.
Oh, so
my
God.
I said, no, baby, cool out.
Exactly.
I said, I'm good. That's just what the meds do. Yeah. She was like, no, that's not supposed to happen. I said, yeah, it is. Yeah. I said, that's like the side effects from chemo. She's like, are you all right? I said, yeah, that's why I'm sitting here laughing about this shit.
Exactly.
I said, I'm good. I just know. But yeah, so that shit took everything off, man. So, man, it's funny when people saw me.
Yeah.
They were like, damn, Toomp, man, you look young as hell. How you do that? I was like, nah, nigga, ain't no fountain of youth, bro. These chemicals, they just shot me up with some shit, bro. So, yeah, there's a little bit of prostate cancer, man. So they had to do this Toomp procedure, T-U-R-P.
Yeah.
And where they had to move some things and just cut through. And honestly, man, in 2025, surgery ain't what it used to be back in the days.
Yeah.
Man. You don't feel nothing the next day.
Oh, my God.
Just say if you need some teeth work done. If you're getting that wisdom tooth, man, back in the days, dude, if you're getting a tooth pulled, let's say in the 80s, you've been
you
pain.
out of business,
you were pain before and you were pain after they pull it
exactly.
out. But now, man, they got this shit where they just pull teeth out so smooth, wisdom teeth come out like, psh, you wake up, don't even realize it's gone.
Oh,
and
my
you
God.
Pain pills ain't really necessary.
Exactly.
You know, but some niggas taking advantage and put their pain pills on the street. You know what I mean? I could have damn sure put some on the street, but I ain't built like that. Man, I threw them joints away, man.
Exactly.
I really didn't like, I didn't want to be addicted. I mean, I'm not an addictive type guy anyway, but I didn't want to take no pain joints, man. But yeah, man, my body had healed, and next thing you know, my urine flow was all back right. But from now on, I got to stay on top of it.
Okay.
Because it wasn't really just in my prostate. What happened, it had spread in certain little parts.
Yeah.
So that's why they had to, it's almost like they had to attack it in a buckshot way.
Yeah, get everything.
Like instead of honing in on this,
Yeah.
because it could have been laser if it was in one location.
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna shoot this through your body.
Exactly.
And man, I took that shit like a champ, man. Shout out, man, my lady, bro. She was there supporting everything, and she still trip off the fact how I was doing that, dealt with that shit with a smile the whole time.
Exactly. How did you keep the smile though, Toomp?
Man, first of all, it was a little pain. It wasn't much as they said it was, but want me to tell you how I kept that smile though, dude, is I'm hella intuitive, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody got it. Everybody's born with it, but you got to learn how to hone into it and do certain type of meditations to enhance it.
Yeah.
Man, I would say at least 3 years before that incident, I said, man, shit is going too right. You know what I mean?
I've been there.
Like, man, shit's going too smooth, man. Like, something is in the air. And it ain't no relative. I think it's me because shit just been too cool.
Yeah.
And like I say, I've been knowing about the prostate. How it was enlarged, but I'm still urinating like regular. But I was like, nah, something. It's been too good. I never, and I try not to say never, never, and I knock on wood every time. But I was just like, man, I ain't never been to the hospital for nothing about nothing. Like, ever been shot? Thank God. You know what I mean? None of that shit. So I felt like something was happening. And the minute that shit happened, and when I had to call, I went down there on that emergency. And when they said that, I wasn't shocked. Because another thing, too, you got to pay attention to. It's my mom's side. It was 6 of them. 4 brothers, 2 sisters. All of them died of cancer. Dad's side, 4 brothers, 2 sisters. Most of them died of cancer, too.
Damn.
My auntie Jackie just passed.
Yeah.
She was the last one out the bunch.
Out the bunch.
Rest in peace, my auntie Jackie Kendall, man. And we just lost her like a few days ago, and it was lung cancer. And my pop, he passed lung cancer too. So that's something that my doctor, Dr. Reginald Fowler, shout out to Fowler. He's retired now. He used to be over at Atlantic Station. And he was like, hey, man, from you having that on both sides, just pay attention to certain little things, And I kind of slept on it, but honestly, but glad I caught that at that stage. But if I would have just been more proactive, I could have caught it before it got to the point where I just stopped up type shit. I could have been caught that years ago. But thank God I'm on it now. But yeah, bro, that shit took me off the map for a minute, bro. I was like, let me fall back and mentally and physically get right. And bro, I was able to deal with it.
During that time, though, Toomp, did you ever come to grips with, I could possibly die from this?
Yes.
So talk to me about that conversation with yourself, realizing your mortality.
Honestly, man, and what's wild, B, is when you really, 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 really understand how life works and how this universe works. Death ain't nothing to be afraid of, bruh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when they said that, it's possible, I'm like, all right, we can fight this shit off.
Yeah.
So my body been fighting off shit. I ain't never take no COVID shot.
Yeah.
I wasn't into none of that stuff, man. And to this day, I'm still, I ain't taking no shots.
Exactly.
And my body been fighting off shit.
Come on.
And all you gotta do is just stop putting bullshit in your body and build that immune system up. So, but it made me really start lining up my priorities though.
Okay.
Because even though I saw that it was something that I could live through.
Yeah.
But I still had a chance to treat it as, hey, nigga, you could have been out of here. And that's when I started locking in on a lot of things.
Yeah, I feel that.
Even on the music shit, I was like, hey man, I got about 20 more songs I need to register.
Yeah.
That way, baby girl will be straight.
Come on.
In the next 30 years or when I'm gone, she could get residuals. Just think, nigga, I done cleared 24s, 10 times in 3 years.
Exactly.
People keep using 24.
Come on.
If y'all don't know, money, rose, cars, and clothes, people keep sampling that song.
Exactly.
So that lets you know that, and with the catalog that I have, it ain't no telling how many more samples songs gonna get sampled. So I locked into that, and that made me. So it's certain things you got to pay attention to how the universe move you around. Because if that hadn't happened, it's a few things that I wouldn't have put in order that I need to lock in on. You know what I mean? And there's a few other things I got to lock in on, like certain properties and stuff that that I have acquired. But it's a reality check. Yeah. And let you know, you pay more attention to the commercials and shit you see on TV. You be like, damn, they taking that for cancer? Yeah. And now I'm like, damn, I'm taking some new Becca. What the hell is new Becca? But I used to see all the commercials and I saw new Becca. This was way before my situation. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, I'm actually taking new Becca. Yeah. So that's the thing. That's another reality check too, man. Okay. And most people will tell you when they see you in, if they've been in a situation, not even just cancer, but just to where you have to take medicine. Yeah. It's a reality check, man, when you see these medications, all of them got your government name on it, telling you how many to take and how to take them and what amount. It's like, damn, man, my name, Aldrin Davis, on all this shit, man. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. And it's like, So it's, hey, man, the human body is something else, man, and we just got to take care of it, bro. But
when you rang that bell, though, Toomp, how did you feel at that moment, sir?
That, man, ringing that bell, dude, and like I say, I've seen plenty of people do it. Just never really understood. I knew it was cancer, but it's so many different ones. Yeah. But to walk that walk, man, it felt incredible, bro. Just knowing, first of all, knowing that that I done got through the fight, you know what I mean, on some Mayweather shit. I was feeling better. Yeah. But to mentally know that this shit is out of here, but I still got to stay on top of it, though. Yeah. They say shit could come back out of nowhere, too. So that, and no longer having to deal with them side effects. But them side effects didn't bother me as much. They asked me, hey, Davis, are you feeling this? And I'm like, I'm feeling it, but it ain't nothing that's just stopping me from what I'm doing. Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. And so what happened, the fact that, like I say, ringing the bell, that's my eyebrows start coming back once I was done with the chemo. Yeah. Got my facial hair again. Exactly. Body getting back right. And so now just letting all the bones build up. Because what happened, the cancer had kind of hit bone areas. They were like, hey, man, and my doctor Fowler had told me back in, like I say, 2010 and 11, hey, Davis, you kind of low on your vitamin D. Okay. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, you need more vitamin D in your system. So I'm like, now I just take vitamin D joints every day or whatnot. Exactly. So it's just certain vitamins that, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't taking my vitamins like I should either. Yeah. And you'll hear people tell you that. You be like, man, vitamins.
Exactly. I'm up and walking.
We was young, and the only vitamin we knew was vitamin C because that shit tastes good.
Exactly, and the Flintstone vitamin, that's all we get.
And I used to run through that motherfucker like annihilators, bro. My mom was like, what happened to the Flintstone vitamins? I'm like,
exactly. I done told them things up.
Straight sweet tarts, bro.
Did you have any revelations, though, about life throughout that time that you might have not even thought of before, just about human interaction and your relationships with people?
That boy Clifford Harris got down there quick.
See that?
Our lady saw him, she was like, she gave him a big old hug. He was like, where he at?
Yeah.
What we got? What we need to do? Exactly. That first thing Tip said.
Come on
Harris showed up now.
Exactly.
Like, what the hell we need to do? Shout out to my cousin Trav. Shout out to my boy Preem, my boy Zoe.
Yeah.
Like, my daughter was about to come all the way down here from Virginia.
Yeah.
She was like, are you sure, Dad? She was ready to take about a few days out of school to come check on her pop.
Oh my God.
Yeah, ain't like I was across seas. I was on Piedmont, right there on Buckhead and Collier.
So what other revelations did you have when you saw that? And then what else was going through your mind?
that I got an incredible woman. My wife, soon-to-be wife.
Yeah. So now we put the ring on it now.
Yeah. Well, that was already the plan before that. But God damn it, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you know you got that real one, boy.
Exactly. You better lock it in there. You better lock
boy.
it in there.
It's dangerous out here.
Exactly.
First of all, it's dangerous to be a nigga with bread out here.
Exactly.
Single.
Ooh.
You remember I said that a while back on our joint, man.
Yeah.
You know, you see it. Boy, that queen balance you off.
Exactly.
But what's crazy, though, is, I mean, I always understood, you know, because I grew up in the house with both parents and whatnot. So I understand. I understood the whole two-parent things because that's what made me, that's what round me off as a man, is both parents. You know, I got a little bit of my mom in me. I got my dad's spirit, too.
Yeah.
But during COVID, me and my cousin taught me how to play chess, man. All this time, but I never knew how to play chess. I could play checkers and everything.
Yeah.
But, bruh, when I learned how to play chess, first game my cousin beat me. Second game, it was a little difficult.
Yeah.
First time ever playing. Third game, I started getting good.
You was a grand wizard
Once
in that
I found
thing.
out that what could do what and who could do what,
Yeah.
I said, cuz, I stopped in the middle of the game. I said, this queen, man.
Yeah.
Cause see, I took myself off the map already as far as just on some player shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, that whole rotation, having sex just for the sport.
Yeah.
Sport sex, you know what I mean? Shit is dangerous, man. It's a busload of beautiful women being dropped in this city every quarter. So it's some bad women down here, bro. And if you just want to keep having your rotation,
come on.
They here, but that ain't safe.
Exactly.
Nowadays, you know what I mean? So basically, after playing chess, after I learned how to play chess, I was like, oh, the queen.
Yeah.
I gotta get me one of these.
Come on.
Not just nobody who I'm just, having sex with and just, no, a queen.
Exactly.
And you got to be able to understand the identity and the characteristics of one. And bruh, my lady, my fiance, who I've been really knowing most of my life, bruh, even before that, I already knew she was a trooper. Yeah. But then, oh man, only time she left that hospital was to go home and take a shower, dog. She went home, take a shower, and was right back on goddamn I-20 and 75, bro. Right back down there with me 5 days straight.
My God.
And so, and it didn't even take that to realize that I had a strong one. I knew that already, but yeah, man, that queen is a motherfucker, bro. So any cats out there, y'all having, it's gonna be ups and downs in relationships or whatnot. You know what I mean? But man, at the end of the day, you might have your little pieces out there, but bro. You better make sure to keep that queen happy. Get you a queen, bro. That's the only way you can win in this game of life. Chess game, that's a game of life, bro.
Those are just the facts right there.
Straight facts, man.